Good morning, friends and family, and welcome back to the homestead. We have some very exciting news. We have twin fawns, and they're actually laying down right now. You might not be able to see them, but they are tiny, and they're laying down right in front of this bush right here. And so I just wanted to come out and tell you they have been a joy. This is July 23rd today that I'm filming this little portion of the video, and they were born, I think, 2 weeks ago. So we first saw them on July 15th, and they were just tiny, absolutely tiny. So we think they were born about 2 weeks ago, and they have been walking around. They're laying right here, but they've been walking around. They were right here in front of the Bradford pears this morning. So anyways, this is a little intro to my July 2025 summer garden tour. And so let's go ahead and hop into the garden and I'll show that to you. All right, good morning. And we are going to go ahead with our July 2025 garden tour. And as I mentioned in our June garden tour, we're using these cattle panels with the garden bags instead of using raised garden beds this year as our first kitchen garden here in our backyard in upstate South Carolina. So I'm going to take you around and give you some updates and so you can see what's going on here. We've made a few changes. And as you can see, some of our plants have these little green bags on them. And what those are there for is to go ahead and protect those blossoms so that we don't have cross-pollination with the other varieties. So we can just go tappity tap, to the blossoms in there, and they can pollinate themselves there. But I'm going to show you something here that we've had going on, and that is once in a while we've had this sort of thing where we have all these gorgeous plants that are doing so beautifully and covered in blooms, and then we have one that will just go, oh, can't even. And so we have noticed as we have pulled these up that there's something that is attacking the inner stalk, the roots, and literally you pull it up and the root inside is a hollow tube, and we've even found like a little grub kind of thing in there. So we're not sure what that is yet, but this has been, real life, real experience gardening in a new place. So let's just go along, and I'm going to show you that first one there is the showstopper that's really struggling, has some good fruit on it. I'll show you more up close. Has some good fruit on it, however, it is really struggling. So we think that that's what's going on in that one as well. This is our Paul Robeson that's looking beautiful. That's the second one in. And then our San Marzano. San Marzano is this one here, right here. And it's looking great. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Climbing right up that cattle panel. And then we have the yellow zebra. Right here is the yellow zebra. And it is, again, looking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it has some good fruit in there. Let's get a little closer to show you. See the stripes on those? Yeah, you can kind of see the stripes on those. Those are going to be beautiful. And then we have the Amish paste is looking good. And the Rutgers is this guy that looks a little bit weak. So we'll see how that goes. It does have a lot of fruit on. As you can see, it's setting a lot of fruit. Look at this. A lot of fruit, but it's kind of looking yellow. So we'll see what's happening with that. And what do we have here? The Cosmic Burst. There's this guy here. again, not doing the greatest. It does have lots of blossoms. And look at this. Look at this fruit on here. That is beautiful right there. Love those. So we'll see what happens with that. And this is the boar's tooth. The last one on this cattle panel is called the boar's tooth. And you can see that, look at this. The shape of the fruit. See this guy? Boar's tooth. Kind of shaped like that. Really cool. So we're enjoying watching all these different varieties setting their fruit. Okay, so that's the boar's tooth. And then coming on down here to the second cattle panel, we have the Abigail. Now, this Abigail, as you can see, does not look that great. She's setting some good fruit, though. Look in here. Look in there. She's setting some good fruit, but looking a little bit yellow, as you can see. So we're trying to figure out what's going on there. Because we are treating these pretty much, mostly the same. And, we have trimmed up any of the foliage that's near the bottom to make sure that they are not, they don't have leaves dragging on the ground. And, they look like they have plenty of circulation here. So this one is the Brandywine, this one. And it's growing tall. Look at that. It's near the top of this cattle panel, and these cattle panels are up off the ground a good 3.5 feet off the ground. So yeah, these plants are doing good. Lots of blooms, as you can see. So that we have the Brandywine, and then this next one, what is that? Oh, the pineapple. Yeah, this is the pineapple one here, right here. And look, we've got some good fruit set in here. Some fruit in here, some fruit in here. We have been coming out every day. Some fruit back in here. Oops, sorry. Some fruit back in here. See this guy back in there? See this guy back in here? Nice size fruit in there. That's the pineapple. And then we have the marble stripe. Okay. Lots of blooms. Look at all these blooms. And we have the Cherokee purple. Looking good. It's the Cherokee purple right here. And then we have the copia. The copia is looking a little yellow too, but growing tall and has lots of blooms on it, as you can see. And we've got some good fruit setting in here. Let's see if we can, in there. And then we have the beefsteak. The beefsteak is here. And these two, remember, we have 2 per bag in many cases here. So we have 2 of these in here, and this is supposed to be a beefsteak. And look, I mean, the fruit is this big. They look more like a large cherry to me. Look at the size of the fruit that it's setting. It's not, these are not. So we're not sure what's going on there. All right, so this is the golden medal here at the end. And as I've mentioned, we have 2 plants of each variety in most of these garden beds. This one's looking a little yellow, but it is setting some good fruit. Look at that. So that's the golden medal. Okay, and these are 16-foot long cattle panels, as I mentioned in the other video, so with 8 grow bags on each. Okay, let's head over to the next cattle panel area here and see what we have going on over here. Okay, and as you can see, several of these have the little baggies, these little bags over them, over the blossoms to protect from cross-pollination. And look at the fruit on this one. Look at all that fruit in there. And there's some more back in here. Look at this. Okay, this is the Whittle Orange. Love this one. This is a wonderful slicer. Look at these in here. And this one is the Golden Sunray. It has some good sized fruit on it. See? Look at that. That's a good sized one there. And over here as well. So this is the Golden Sunray. And then we have the Black Cherry. So looking forward to some cherry tomatoes on this one. Absolutely. Look at this. Look at this, you guys. So many. So we're excited about this. And down here, so the black cherry. And we have been getting some small harvests already. Here's our sun gold. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, time for a snack right there. Oh yeah, this will be my snack right now. Oh my gosh, they're so good. The golden sunrise, my very favorite. So this is a cherry tomato. And look at all of these tomatoes on it. It's doing beautifully. It's kind of small, not looking super lush as far as a plant goes, as far as the foliage goes, but look at all the fruit on it. Doing beautifully and growing. So here's the top of the cattle panel up here, and it's right about here. So, okay, and then we have Brad's Atomic Grape here. And this one, this one's getting really tall. Let me back up. Let me back and show you. See how tall this one's getting? So it's really close to the top of this cattle panel. And the cattle panel is, like I said, a good 3.5 feet off the ground. And look at this. These are beautiful. Brad's Atomic Grape. There's another cluster right in here. Look at these right here. Yeah. And another cluster in here. Look at all these. Love it. And we've been coming through here looking for pests every day, 2-3 times a day. Growing in a new area, you know, you just never know what you've got going on here. So this is the black and brown boar. This guy right here is the black and brown boar. Okay. And reaching tall, look at that. It's getting up near the top of the cattle panel. And then the last two here, we have the sweetie cherry tomato here. And look at this last one. Oh my goodness, the blueberry. The blueberry tomato was looking so great, so fabulous. And then look what happened. Similar. All of a sudden, it just starts shriveling up. And then as we have pulled these certain ones out, you know, we sometimes let them go a little bit longer, like we're going to harvest these tomatoes that are right in there first. But then we harvest the whole plant up. And we noticed that the root is just hollow down in there, which is really sad. But what my husband has been doing, Mr. B, he's been taking some of the suckers off first, and then putting them in that liquid seaweed and regrow a whole nother plant. So these ones that we have had to pull out, like this one that's going to have to go, we are probably already growing a backup for that in the house. Okay, something new that you'll see that we have. Oh, there's our bird feeder. There's our bird feeder. Something new that you'll notice is we have put together this pallet table recently, and it has some plants growing on it like lettuce. Those are our watermelons. You might have seen, I think I'm going to add to this video a little bit of me harvesting some of our lettuces. It's looking pretty peaked at this end, but that is stuff I haven't cleaned out yet. But look at this lettuce, doing beautifully here. Yeah, we have the Bib lettuce and the Nevada lettuce, and the Nevada lettuce is doing incredibly. And these have been, we've had several days in the 80s and 90s, and being here in the shade is working just fine. Look at these watermelons. These are watermelons. Look at these, you guys. Are you seeing down here what's hanging? All these little baby watermelons are down here. And down over here, you see some more? So we've got a bunch of watermelons on here and a bunch of blooms. So these are some watermelons. We have more okra growing right here. This is okra right here. We have harvested our first bit of okra. And we have some green flesh pineapple melons. We have some butternut squash. Here's some butternut squash. Look at this baby butternut, you guys. Look at the baby butternut. Oh my word, the cutest. We have some basil here. We have some chard here. We have some Gallia melons. That's what this one is. This one here is a Gallia melon. It's coming all the way along here and all the way down here. And so yes, we have melons and okra and squash and chard and lots of different things here. So I've been coming out and harvesting lettuce regularly, putting it in some an ice water bath, and then putting it in bags in the fridge, and we just eat off of it as we want to. So as you'll remember from the first garden tour in June, a lot of these plants were much smaller. We have been harvesting. So this bell pepper plant we just harvested from, so that's why there's nothing growing on it right now. But we just got 2 or 3 good size bell peppers off of that one. And look at our banana peppers, you guys. Look at this plant. It's just going gangbusters. We have been harvesting off of this, and what we've been doing is pickling them. And they're so delicious just to have on top of some chicken salad or tuna salad that we're having for lunch. Here's our tomatillo. Flowers galore. And it has some of these. Look at, there's somebody making a little home in there. I'll have to check on that later. But they're making these little, lots of blooms on this tomatillo, and lots of little, see if I can focus on that. Lots of little, you know, those paper lantern looking things that are supposed to fill in with the tomatillos, but we haven't seen them filling out. So not sure what's going on with that tomatillo. We've got some zucchini growing here, and if you saw our June garden tour, this one has gotten huge, and we have been harvesting zucchini off. Look at that bloom. It was probably open a little earlier. I did get a picture of it. You can see there's a lot of action going on in there though, with a lot of blooming and so forth. But we just harvested some zucchini off of this one. It's doing wonderfully for us. And this is our Clemson spineless okra, and it's doing well. And we just harvested some okra off of it. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, there's a baby one in here. Look in there, you guys. See the baby? A little baby okra. So, let's see if, there we go. Little baby okra in there. So the okra's doing wonderfully. And it has beautiful flowers too. I don't see any flowers on it right now, but it does have beautiful flowers. So, look at this, you guys. Look at the yellow. This is our, oh, this is the butternut squash. Yeah, this is the butternut squash. Look at these, you guys. You see this? Look at this. See the baby butternut? Right in here. So cute. So this plant is doing beautifully. Looking great. The Waltham butternut squash is coming way out here. And then look at the difference with our cucumber plants. Oh my goodness. They're doing so well. And we've got the straight 8 cucumber, the Market More cucumber, and the National Pickling cucumber. But if y'all remember, these were tiny in our June garden tour, and now they have just really taken off. So, and I have some pictures too that I'll try to put in, but look at all the blooms. And we have been harvesting already. We've been harvesting several cucumbers off of here, and they're just fabulous. And look at all these ghost peppers. Look at that. We just harvested several of those as well. And we have jalapenos. Sorry, let me get back in here to show you. We've got jalapenos as well. Jalapenos and ghost peppers there. And we have the Corno de Toro peppers in here. Look at those, beautiful. And we've already harvested several of those. And then we're back to those banana peppers. But my word, look at this plant. And I love how they like to grow really curvy. This is like a little family here with the baby. So cute. But yeah, they're doing wonderfully. The Corno de Toro and the, look at the size of this Corno de Toro. Look at this guy. He's got to be 6 inches, 5-6 inches long. And they're very mild, a very mild pepper. So another new addition to our garden is our sunflowers. Look at these babies. So we just planted these. We've had them in pots, and we have a couple of them here. And then they're kind of getting on either side of they are planted on either side of our composter. And then we have these here. There's 5 more that are smaller here on this side. But excited to see that these 2 have opened up. Oh, very happy about that. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, so pretty. All right, friends. Well, that is going to do it for my mid-July 2025 garden tour. Can you hear the birds? It's very peaceful out here in the mornings, and the plants are happy. Here in the south, the evenings are humid typically. During these hot days, we haven't had much humidity actually, which has been a blessing. But at night, it does get humid. We just see the humidity climb and climb as it gets late at night, which is fine. We're indoors. We've got the AC and we're sleeping. But it gives all of the plants a nice drink during the night. Aww. The birds are happy. Well, God bless you and keep you. Thank you for joining me today for this mid-July 2025 garden tour. I hope that what you have been growing in your garden is producing well for you, and that you are really enjoying your harvests. And we will see you in the next one.